Here we would look at a continuation of the last recording. Alright, question 11. It says there would be an excess production of milk whenever the price is how much? Alright, so this one where we have the demand curve and supply curve cut each other, this is where we have the equilibrium price and quantity combination. Any price above equilibrium, let's say when the price is $2, it's touching the supply curve at 30, touching the demand curve at 20. So when the price is $2, quantity supplied, which is 30, is greater than quantity demanded, which is 20, and we say there is a surplus of 10 units. On the other hand, if price is $1, is touching the supply curve at 26, so the quantity supplied would be 26 and is touching the quantity demanded at 36. So quantity demanded is greater than quantity supplied. There is a shortage of 10 units. All right. This one question, there would be excess production or there's going to be a surplus. That means quantity supplied is greater than quantity demanded. It's going to be this one, greater than $1.50 per gallon. Moving on to the next question, question 12. A price of $15 per unit, which of the following would exist? Price is 15, quantity demanded is 1600, quantity supplied is just 600. So we have quantity demanded is greater than quantity supplied. There is a shortage of 1000 units, 1600 minus 600. Question 13. A tax on buyers. This will cause the demand curves to shift to the left. Now we have 4 graphs, 4 scenarios, and we have to answer the following question. Let's see. We are looking at simultaneous shifts of the demand and the supply curves. So the item is music CDs sold in stores. What happens to the demand and supply in the market for music CDs if more consumers switch to music downloads from the internet? That means what? The demand for CDs will shift to the left because the preference of music CDs is going down. But the cost of making music CDs decreases because of technological improvement. So here we are looking at the supply curve, and as the input prices goes down or cost of making CDs decreases, supply will shift to the right. So we need a situation where the demand curve is shifting to the left and the supply curve is shifting to the right. So this is our answer. Demand curve shifts from D1 to D2 and the supply curve shifts from S1 to S2. That's graph 3. Question 15. The equilibrium price is $15, but the government comes in and imposes a price ceiling of $10 per unit. About a price ceiling. This is the maximum legal price. Here, the price ceiling is $10. That means the price can be all the way to $10. So anything $10 and below $10 is legit. Anything above $10 is not allowed. This results in what? You see, I'm gonna draw a line here. $10 is hitting the supply curve at 50. That's the quantity supplied. Now it is hitting the demand curve at 250. That's the quantity demanded. This is going to cause a shortage of 200 units. But, big but. However, if the price ceiling, can I abbreviate this, was equal to $15, there would be no shortage, no surplus. If the price ceiling was greater than the equilibrium price of $15, say if it was $25, apparently it looks like a surplus, but we would have the option to come down to the $15 price because we always want to be at the equilibrium point where the quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied if we have the chance. But if it was $10, we are not allowed to go up to $15. Like this question, price ceiling of $25. Price ceiling of 25, anything above 25 is not legit. Anything at 25 or below 25 is legit. At $25, there is a surplus. I have the option to come down to $15, and that's what I'm going to do. So the market is staying at the equilibrium quantity of 150. It's going to price will come down to 15 and we are here. That's our answer. The next one is a price floor. PF. Again, this is the equilibrium price, and price floor is defined as the minimum legal price. Price ceiling is supposed to help buyers or consumers. Price floor is supposed to help sellers or producers. Now, we have a price floor of $25. That means what? Imagine the floor of the room you are standing. You can't go below the floor price, but you are more than allowed to be on the floor price or above the floor price. Okay. So a price floor of $25, you do not have the option to go below this $25 floor price. So this is going to cause a surplus of to 50, where the $25 price line is hitting the supply curve. From that, we subtract 50. This is where the $25 price line is hitting the demand curve. This will lead to a surplus of 200 units. However, if the price floor was set at $15, there would be neither a shortage nor a surplus. If the price floor is set at any price below $15, say it was set at $10 instead, then we would have the option to go up to $15 and we would not have any shortage or a surplus. All right, these are the questions. Hope this will be helpful for your exam, the coming midterm exam.